Hey there, this is Daryl, and welcome to my channel. And if you're a repeat, thanks for returning. Today we're going to tie up another panfish fly for the upcoming Charleston Project Healing Waters Sunfish Challenge, which was great fun last year. Hopefully some of my brothers and sisters in the program will maybe even try some of these and find them challenging. But the one we're going to tie today is truly challenging. For me it was anyway. I had one little incident where the hackle broke, but I could not figure out how to, I don't know, seems to be always a way to fix things. And on this fly, it didn't seem to be very easy to fix. So I just have to start all over from the beginning. But anyway, let's take a look at it. It's a fly by Mike Verduin, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. It's a Catalpa Worm on a little nest, webby nest up over the trees. These worms fall out and the brim just eat them up. Probably other fish as well. Anyway, let's take a look at it.
Well, this is a fly that we're going to be tying, and it's a Catalpa Worm fly, and uses chenille, a hackle, some dubbing, Goose Biot. But anyway, we use it as a salmon hook, low water. That's what I'm using. So we'll describe the materials as we go along. And yeah, got all that green and black, chartreuse and black material where the hackle is tied way under, and when that breaks, I don't know what to do. I have to start all over. So hopefully I can get through this fly without any issues. All right. We're going to use a Partridge single low water salmon hook in a size 8. On there. And I'm going to go ahead and debarb it because that's what I do, and you don't have to do that, but I usually take my pliers instead of my vise and mash down the barb. And funny thing about salmon flies, they've got this bend over, and it's an up eye. So we'll see how we can do that. You have to use your thread to close that off. Okay, that looks better. Thread I'm going to use is a 3/0 Danville in black, or Flymaster, whatever it is. Flymaster Plus. And we're going to start our thread to close off that gap, and we're going to take our thread all the way back just around the curve of the hook. And the next material we're going to use, where'd it go, is my Goose Biot. A black Goose Biot. And we only need one. This is for that little spiky part. They kind of got a I don't know, a horn on the tail end. And I'm going to try to keep that horn maybe about the length, the gap of that hook. Right down here. And we want to maybe kind of make it stick out a little bit. And we're going to just take this up just behind that bend right there. And on that whole part there. The next I'm going to do is I'm going to use some .035 lead wire to add a little weight. And I just had a piece down here and I saw it. And what I'm going to do, because we're not going to wrap this, we're going to lay it on top and on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten a part there just so that it doesn't spin and it stays will stay on top of that hook. I'm going to bend that up. And we're going to trim that off. And then I'm going to flatten that too. Yeah. And then I'm going to take my pliers, even though it looks pretty good, and I'm just going to kind of force it in line with that hook in there. And we're going to turn it over. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to flatten that. Turn that off. And we're gonna take our pliers and straighten that one out a little bit. And then I'm gonna take some hardest haul or hardest nails or whatever you want to use. And just toughen that up a bit. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get 2 sections of chenille in chartreuse and black in there. And we're going to start with the chartreuse one. This is important. It needs to be tied on your side of the hook. Or in this case, I'm tying it on my side. And we're just going to secure this in here. And then I'm going to take the black one and do it on the opposite side. And that lead wire will help sink it a little bit, but also it'll make it looks like a juicier bug, a really juicy worm. On there. Okay, next we're going to do is we're going to take a white cream color hackle and we're going to find one that it's got to be a long one. A real long one. Got to be kind of long. And we'll take the fluff off the bottom. And we're going to tie it with the shiny side, the top of the thing towards and we're going to make sure at least 1/2 inch or 3/8 of bare shank is there. We want to try not to have any fibers going backwards, even though I might have had some in the one I showed you. Who knows? But we're going to take some widow's web, black. This is my variation. The original recipe asked for open-celled foam. You know, all I have is sheet foam. That's not really open cell, but and I tried using, let's say, 1/2 millimeter, but it kept breaking. But really what the purpose of this is for is to maybe smooth this body out a little bit before we start tying in. We'll just take this down to the top. And your body might be smooth enough as it is. But when we start doing the weaving or doing the overhand knot to build the body, you can see how we're built. This body is getting to be huge. And we're going to back our thread up a little bit here. And at this time we're going to do a whip finish. Like I said, this is got, to me it's a very complex sunfish pattern. I don't know why we would build something so complex, but I'm doing it just because it looks like a cool fly on there. And now we're going to do is we're going to do some overhand knots. And we're going to take the black one and we're going to go under the short truce one and then over. And you might hear me repeat this on there. And then we're going to draw this up. And we're going to put the black on top, the short truce on the bottom. And I don't know if you can see that, but if you've got like a figure 8 like that, that knot is right. If you don't have a figure 8, your knot is not right. On there. And then we're going to do it again under the black and over. Under and over. You can start seeing we're building a pretty good body right there. Almost looks like a real one. All right, under and over. And I'm going to make this my last one. And again, if you don't have that figure 8, your knot's not right. On there. And I'm going to leave it at that. Find my thread and I'm going to restart it. And I'm going to draw this one forward, doing these one at a time. And draw this one forward. Try not to block your view. And I'm going to just put a locking wrap in front. And we'll trim those off. And the purpose of the longer 10 inches is so that you can do the knot or the weaving. So you can save those pieces and make other bugs with them. And then you notice these little V's. That's where we're going to kind of put our wrap our hackle. Okay, now we're going to create a dubbing loop. And we're going to do the head of the worm. And we're going to use some hare's mask dubbing in Nature Spirits Black. And we're just going to a bunch of this in there. This is going to create the head of the worm. The original recipe calls for squirrel dubbing. because of the guard hairs and all that, but there's some guard hairs in this hare's mask. And then we're going to spin this up. I'm going to hold the thread, give my thing a twirl. I don't know if you can see that. And it's going to tighten that up. And we'll go through here and pick some of that out that's loose. And I'm going to take a little thing here and then I'm going to take a hackle pliers and cut that off. And then I'm just going to dub up this head. Kind of slit. Cut that off. Give it a whip finish. We'll add a little head cement to the thread. And there we have it, our little Catalpa worm in there. That one looks a lot better.
All right. I hope you found that interesting and challenging. It's a very challenging fly on there. And maybe you'll give it a try. If you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to leave a comment. I will get back with you. And if you want, we can maybe even meet up someplace if you're in the Charleston area, and I can help you tie some of these up. All right. I'm Daryl, and we will see you on the water.